Episode 4.
Daniel, you in for a beating?
Nah.
BRB UK. Worse teeth, better accents.
Hello, and indeed, ahoy, hoy, welcome to episode 646 of BRB UK. I'm Dan, I'm one of your hosts. Good evening, good day, good Abend, one and all. Tim's here. Say hello, Tim.
Ah! My cat just bit me. What? Sorry.
It's telling you to watch your mic technique, I think is
Yeah,
probably what it's
probably.
saying. Yeah, move it, close it, stop hitting the desk. Stop hitting the desk, what it's saying. Why does your cat just randomly assault you? That is.
I don't know. I think she wants
Do we
more
need to give
attention
the
than I'm currently
RSPCA a
giving
ring,
her.
Tim?
No.
Are you sure? Really? Coleman, what do you think?
Guten Abend.
Yeah, super.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. If I know anything about the internet, they love when grown adults play with their pets on stream when they're meant to be talking
they
about
do.
whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim is looking super focused today. Look at him.
Cats are popular on the internet. This could
They
be
are
our
very
most
popular on
popular
the
show ever.
I mean, that's not wrong, but I've got a feeling that's probably not what people tuned in for. They tuned in for some middle-aged man's takes on video games. That's right, that's what we've got right here, you lucky scoundrels.
What are the latest games we're moaning about today?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they're too hard and we're too old.
Yeah.
Or we don't like the stories.
No,
or whatever.
what stories? What stories, huh? That's what I say, what stories? They don't have
Back in
stories.
my
anymore.
day,
We had
you
proper
use skill to
stories.
unlock all the characters, not put your money down to buy Fortnite skins.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
What?
we're revisiting games that we've previously spoken about because
That's true.
especially Dan, on my say-so, you picked up Hell Clock after
I did pick up
reviewed it
Hell
a
Clock
couple of weeks
on
ago.
your say-so, and it
Yes.
turns out I ought to listen to you a bit more because it is
I wouldn't go that far.
precisely up my alley. This is kind of the Uber Dan game, I would say, because it's got a little bit of your roguelike, which I like. It's got a little bit of your kind of action RPG Diablo fun times, which I like. It's got a nice, fun comic booky art style, which I like. Turns out I quite like this game. And they've recently pushed a rebalancing patch, which kind of makes the story mode feel a lot less grindy, is how they describe it, and kind of introduces you to the various mechanics as you go a bit more. So I'd kind of sunk probably a couple of hours in pre-patch, and then I've just restarted from scratch after this one. And it does feel a lot smoother. Kind of the balancing of the early levels you go through since if you weren't here where we last spoke about it. Basically, you're kind of progressing down through layers and layers and layers and layers of basements of the underworld, for want of a better way of putting it.
Basements of the underworld.
Basements of the underworld. That's right. What a great name for a prog rock album that would be. You know, just
Sounds like a Morrissey song.
yeah. It's a bit too upbeat for a Morrissey song, I think. It does feel a lot more balanced in the early game, but it sounds like, and Coleman, I don't know how far you got through, if you got through all the way to the end game, but it sounds like they're looking at finding extra ways to keep the end game engaging, which apparently there wasn't before. But this has been a great spend of £16 for me, and it looks like the dev team are really engaged with kind of continuing to improve this game to make it a really fun kind of build crafty, but with a bit of randomness to it kind of game. Really loving it. Really good game.
Yeah,
Buy it. Buy it, you
It is a really
fools.
good one. Have you tried it on your Steam Deck as well?
I have tried it on my massive dick. I got a bit
Yes.
overexcited shoving it on ultra settings, but the frame rate can get a bit choppy, so I'm going a medium. A medium is what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah, I went for the medium for the sake of the battery. But this is
absolutely monsters battery on ultra high.
But this is my Steam Deck game. I play this
Yeah.
on my commute every morning and every afternoon, so I really love it for that. I didn't get to the end game at all because I suck. I get to a certain point and die every time, and it's kind of that Hades thing where certain games of the same ilk where you get to a point and go, okay, So I just need to keep playing, and I'll get more items, or I'll power up, or whatever, and then I'll progress past this point, and we'll all laugh about the time where I couldn't get past this one specific bit that's now super easy to do. It's not happened yet. I just keep hitting a brick wall, and I haven't gone back in with the new patch. So that is something I got sent the PR email the other day that they'd patched it, and I was like, ooh, that I didn't think of starting again from the patch, which I might.
I mean, I was only a couple of hours in, so I just thought, screw it, may as well give it a go. But yeah, I mean, I think what I quite like is that I think it only gives you so much out of the box, as it were. You have to actually think and do quite a lot of build crafting, which obviously has some luck in it, where you've got to kind of grind for like the relics that you might get or the equipment that you might get. Because I really like the balance they've got in this game of kind of like the run-to-run randomness, but also kind of the persistent progress you make with your character and the abilities you unlock, and the ways you kind of try and lean into particular abilities to really make them a bit overpowered, I think is what you need to do in the end game, as far as I can work out. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the old dashy spinny sword madness at the moment. It's what I'm enjoying.
See, I'm mainly into guns, but I've been because I source the footage to go in the shows and look on YouTube. My new favorite thing to do is go on YouTube, just type in Hell Clock, and just see some of the most bizarre, overpowered creations that people are doing. And they'll tell you like what path to take. It's like old Diablo. People just go, hey, if you do this, you're just unbeatable and you'll get through the game with no problem. And they'll tell you what kind of power path to take. And I really like that idea. I love when communities get behind it like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Although a kind of a bit of me does, because once you try like an overpowered build, it's kind of you can't look back. It's like I want to try and discover my own builds a bit organically as I go through, and then when I unlock everything, I might just go, do you know what? I want to be overpowered for a bit.
That's why.
That's where kind of half the fun is. Yeah, it's true. This is very true. But Coleman, if I've seen all the good stuff, I'm not really going to want to go back to the cheap seats, am I? It's a bit like once you've gone recliner seat in an Odeon, you're not going back to the standard seats like some kind of chump, are you?
I've recently started doing that, and I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, right?
You can't go back.
You cannot go back. It is impossible.
I have a question, not about seats, but about this game.
Yeah. Okay.
Just as the footage runs out. But anyone that was watching the video version, there was a lot of bells. What's with the hell's bells? Is that
exactly
that what it is?
Churches.
It doesn't seem. I guess it's tangentially clock related.
The bell thing. There is a story thing to do with it, to do with the massacre and the town that this is all based off of. It doesn't quite make sense to me what it's about, but there is a bell that you use for upgrades, and then there's the power of the bell, and I'm sure it makes sense to someone, but it ain't me.
The power of the bell.
The power of the bell. But it continues to be a great game. I'm really happy that you got it, because I started playing this game and I said, this is a Dan game. This has got Dan all over it. So I'm very happy that you got into this, Dan.
No, you literally described it for 3 minutes, and I think I bought it whilst listening to you witter on about it. And I was saying, I'm buying it. This is mine. I need this in my life. Turns out I did need it in my life, and God damn it, I hate it.
It's the opposite effect to when Tim talks about a game for too long, and I take it out of my wish list.
True fact.
How rude.
I was so looking forward to Wuchang. I uninstalled it remotely while you were talking last time.
I got my flatmate to throw my PC in the skip. That's what I did.
Anyway, yes, Hell Clock is out now. It's on PC. It's £16.75 right now.
Yep.
A bargain.
It is a bargain.
Price.
Brilliant game.
Tim,
Yes.
talking about games that we've still been playing, you have continued to play Wuchang Fallen Feathers.
Yes, and I put quite a few hours into it this week.
That means we're going to put quite a few hours into talking about it.
Describe them in depth.
I would say about 20.
you know you're
these
going
days to. Is a significant amount, basically.
That's what we call an eighth of a Death Stranding.
Yeah. But yeah, like I have continued to really enjoy the game. Basically, I've tried a few different builds. Like tried the kind of dual blade type things with there's a mechanic in the game where you can augment your weapons and you get a certain amount and you can upgrade the amount that you get of things that will in some way augment the weapon temporarily, basically. So the first thing you get is a kind of flame augment where you set your sword on fire for a bit and it kind of adds flame and burn damage to the enemies you're attacking. That you can once you get to a certain point in this, well, it's not a skill tree, Dan. You wouldn't have learned this last week because you weren't here. But it's not rather than a skill tree, it is an impetus repository, as it refers to it. Which
I'll give you a tablet for that.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
For that, your impetus repository.
Yeah, but in the skill tree you unlock like different needles, as they call them, that you can put in your arm that kind of then gives you different attributes that you can then temporarily power up your weapon with. And one of them is Leech, which works particularly well with the dual blades. Like you were saying about like going and watching Hell Clock and seeing different builds, that's very much what I've been doing with this as well, and like checking out what other people have been doing and doing stuff like that. So one of the popular ones is a dual blade one where you can leech stuff and you get like a clash ability where it kind of deflects, like just automatically when you're attacking someone, it'll deflect the attack that they're putting into you, which is very handy with a lot of the bosses. But then also the kind of leech build allows you to like leech life off the opponent that you're going from as well. So it means you don't have to use as much as your health things and that you can stay in close and kind of just attack. I've come across the first like really hard boss in the game that doesn't work well with, and I'm having to switch up my tactics and farm and level up a bit before I go back and give that another try, basically. But yeah, like as I said, part of the charm of the game is the combat. The combat's really good and really well designed, and that has continued to be the case throughout the game so far. And yeah, the other thing that really shines and still continues to be a plus point for it is the interconnectedness of the world. So whereas like in levels in Demon Souls and the Dark Souls stuff kind of loop back around on each other, the whole world kind of loops back around on itself in this. And yeah, so you'll get to a part of the game and you'll just unlock another path that's a door that you couldn't access from the other side. It's like, oh, I'm back to the starting area, or oh, this loops back to the main temple that's the kind of hub that you kind of operate out of and stuff like that. So yeah, like it basically the plus points continue to be its major plus points, but I haven't really found anything that I don't like about the game. The story still isn't very strong, and some of the characters in the game aren't exactly well fleshed out, but it's not really what it's going for. It is going for the kind of the same approach that FromPos go for, is like, you have to dig into the world, and there's a few things that like challenge, like there's these doors that ask you questions based on the lore of the world, and it will either
like Nightmare.
It'll either give you a reward that's usually a good like upgrade type thing, a benediction that you can augment your swords with or your weapons with, or it will transport you to another place in the world if you get it wrong, basically. And it's usually a place that you haven't been to yet and stuff like that. So yeah, like it does some interesting stuff. Like I don't think it's a major departure from the Souls-like game. One of the other things I learned that I didn't know that when I was talking about this last week is apparently it's been a bit controversial in China, where the game comes from and where it's developed and where it's set, because it's set in the kind of the end of the Ming Dynasty, and apparently like there's some controversy that the game maker was warned about, but apparently didn't care about too much, and it's kicked up a bit of a fuss. But apparently
it seems to happen a lot with Chinese games.
Yeah, but apparently the fact that you're killing like farm workers is a big problem with.
Oh yeah, it doesn't go down well in communist lands. I have to say, killing the workers is probably not really viewed favourably.
So I don't fully understand the controversy, so I won't really comment on it further. But
go on though, for a laugh, give it a go.
There's also been obviously something closer to home, and generally we've seen on Steam where it got review bombed. Not actually review bombed the wrong track. It got given harsh reviews because it wasn't technically working very well on PC, which is kind of fair enough. it seems to have turned the corner a little bit on that, and the developers already said that there's a big patch on the way. The patch is also bringing a few quality of life upgrades. One of the things that I'm looking forward to that I think will actually help with the boss that I'm currently stuck on is at the moment, there's quite a long animation for when you are healing, when you're sipping from your mana flask and that heals you. And with the boss that I'm fighting at the moment, she's particularly relentless in attack. There's a lot of attacks that are really hard to dodge even at long range.
Need to get good, mate.
That animation is so long that it can be problematic to heal in that battle. But apparently they're adding a thing where you can actually dodge during that animation so that it's slightly less of a risk to... Because at the moment you can't interrupt the animation.
So once you heal, you start healing, that's it. You've committed until you're
stuck in and
supped
you can,
from
you
your flask of
hit
mana.
While trying to heal, which is a bit of a problem, obviously.
Some might say that once you pop,
oh God,
you
really? You can't stop.
You can't stop.
Yep. I have a question.
Yes.
In a world where we have Souls-likes sprouting forth from every orifice conceivable, what makes this worth it?
As I said, the world and the
Game
combat
Pass.
are the two standout features from it. But they are really good. They're like some of the highest quality. Like, I actually think in some ways the combat's probably on par with a FromSoft game, which is no slight. But I think the interconnectedness of the world is better than I've seen in a FromSoft game. And I said last week that I think this is my favorite non-FromSoft games Souls-like. I think it's up there with the best. It's probably slightly less as good as the original for me, Demon Souls being something, and I've played the remastered version of that, so that's more prevalent in my memory at the moment. But also, I think that was a high point for me. I didn't play as much of the Dark Souls stuff as everyone else did, which I know people generally preferred. And Sekiro, which I think Sekiro, which I might like, but I think
Sekiro.
I was always put off slightly by how heavy it relied on parrying, whereas this is more dodging, which I think I slightly prefer. I think it's slightly more forgiving.
Sekiro is probably my favorite.
Yeah, I want to go try that because I think I would probably like that as well, though. But that's what I mean to go back to. But I prefer this to the other one that people hold up as probably the best non-FromSoft one is Lies of P, and I like that, but I didn't love it. The world and stuff is interesting there, and this is more of a historical setting with a kind of fantasy element woven into it. Whereas Lies of P was a complete kind of fantasy Pinocchio steampunk kind of slightly. It stands out a little bit more, but it's a bit more.
You could say
whether you
it nosed in front. Pinocchio.
This is for me. This is up there with FromSoft games. I'm getting close to. I've probably spent more time in Elden Ring, and so it's probably not a fair comparison. I never went back and finished Elden Ring. But I think it still feels challenging and rewarding enough when you beat a boss, but it doesn't feel quite as punishing. And I think that appeals to me more as someone that doesn't like to just completely feel like I'm banging my head against a brick wall in a game. I think this feels a bit more forgiving, so I think I take to it a little bit better.
Okay.
And as I said, the world and the combat's really good. Storytelling and other stuff lets it down a little bit, but I don't come to this game for that necessarily. I would prefer if it was a little bit better, but generally, I really enjoyed it, and it's something that, provided I can get past the boss that I'm currently stuck on, I will hopefully see it through to the end because I'm really enjoying
the tutorial level, Dan.
Yeah, it is, and we will all be here on the edge of our seats waiting for you to get good, Tim.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, he's still trying to work out how to download it, I reckon, is probably what the challenge is.
I did download it, and I just cannot be bothered with it. I think I'm just done with Souls-likes, which does not bode well when the rumored new Naughty Dog game is a Souls-like. So, Wuchang, Fallen Feathers coming to PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. It's out. Oh, sorry, coming to. It's out now. It's on Game Pass, but it's also £44.99 if you're buying it on a different platform.
How much?
£44.99.
Lorks a mercy.
4499. Yes, just 4499.
499.
Yes.
Marvelous.
At DFS.
Other crap sofa companies are available.
Yes. Shall we talk about? Because otherwise I'll just talk about Death Stranding 2 for another half hour. But
how is
Showcase,
the beach? Is the beach still nice? Is it still a nice trip to the beach?
I found a pizza man. That's cool.
You found a pizza man on the beach?
Pizza chef.
Oh, I bet you he's friends with everybody, isn't he?
Made me happy.
Did he? I watched one of his streams the other day, Dan. I haven't gone back and watched the other ones, but he literally did nothing but build roads the whole time I was watching.
That was one single stream. I decided to build roads. I've been testing out some streaming stuff. I've got new equipment. I've got new software I'm playing around with. I'm making things. But I found that Death Stranding is a good game to test streams with because you can just kind of just drive around and build roads and not have to worry too much about like heavy things. And then more recently we were doing the story stuff to it. So I found a pizza chef. That's cool.
Lovely.
Death Stranding. It's cool. The Indie World Showcase happened before we were recording today, and we're not going to go in depth for everything, although it probably wouldn't take us long because it was only 15 minutes long.
Wow.
But I thought, I'm assuming we've all seen it. We could just pick out a couple of things that we liked the look of, and no, Tim didn't watch it. Okay.
I have not. I have not watched it because I have come from work. So I recognize the name of at least one of the games on there and can say it's worth checking out.
Would you like to talk about that game, Dan?
I think the game it is Caves of Qud. That's QUD, and this is a bit of a surprising one for the for the Switch actually. So I've only sunk a little bit of time into this, but what it is, it's kind of it's a self-described science fantasy roguelike epic steeped in retro futurism, deep simulation, and swathes of sentient plants. So it's a kind of a massively procedurally generated game. It's kind of almost a bit like Dwarf Fortress insofar as it does a really deep dive into kind of creating the lore of the world that you find yourself in. I'm surprised it's coming to. I can kind of see why on Steam it would work well, but I'm surprised that this is coming to Switch. It just to me strikes me as a bit of an unusual pairing up. But it is an incredibly intricate, complex game, and it really is as complex and as intricate as you want it to be. But I think it does need quite a lot of time sinking into it to get the most out of it. But it's one of those worlds which you can pretty much do anything in. Everything is completely simulated. Everything you can interact with. If there's walls that have been generated you don't like, you just get a pickaxe out or find a poisonous plant that will just eat away at the wall with corrosive stuff. Melt it, blow it up. Everything has a melting point. You can melt anything. If you like melting, this is a game where you can melt stuff. Or if that's not your bag, you can probably freeze it as well and then shatter it. It is one of those real open-ended games where everything's simulated. So, yeah.
It's one of those things, though, where it's so retro in its style and graphics that it doesn't look good. It looks like adventure.
It does look good.
I don't think it does.
I was like, oh, childhood.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost kind of got a ZX Spectrum kind of level, kind of look and feel to it.
I was thinking BBC Micro, but yeah, it depends what you grew up with, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but this has been kind of a game that has it's been in development since like 2007, so it's a real labour of love. And the fact that there was a major celebration of it hitting version 1.0 this year after, nearly 20 years in development. So, I mean, it's a game made with a lot of love, but one where I think a lot of you're going to have to put a lot in to get a lot out. I think with Caves of Qud. But yeah, really great to see that it is coming to platforms such as Switch. I was just surprised it was announced. Just seems a a bit of a weird match between the type of player that you tend to get on Switch at the moment and the nature of the game itself.
Yeah. I just thought it was really cool looking because it's that. I always kind of complain when we get the retro style game, and it's always a specific era of pixel games where I go, yeah, but I remember pixel games that looked way better. Pixel art, there's so much you can do with it. And then they've gone completely the other way. It's like, no, we're going to predate that pixel art. So that's really cool. I like the look of that.
None of your 16-bit nonsense in here.
Yes.
None of that.
Nod to Mina the Hollower. So this one, This has been on my list for quite some time now. This is from Yacht Club Games, the guys behind Shovel Knight. And whereas Shovel Knight has that kind of, it's a specific era of pixel art type retro games where it's kind of calling from the DuckTales type of game, but they build it out into sort of semi-RPG stuff in there with some Castlevania. This one, it takes more of a Zelda type look of the game, but also a lot more kind of top-down platformy type elements to it. This has been, every time there's a PAX or something I'm following people, they always talk about this game. And previously they've put out demos, but they're limited time demos. Now they've got an actual release date for the game. It's coming out on the 31st of October on Switch and Switch 2. But there is a demo right now available to play on Switch, so you should check that out if you like the old Yacht Club games, and I do.
Can I just say though, one game that I would just want to give a shout out just because it's a wonderful collection of words. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon.
Oh no, it's an update to Ultimate Chicken Horse.
I know,
right?
Now. But I just want to say that is a wonderful collection of words. So,
fair enough.
Just going to put that out there. So it's a party game, is it? Where you and your friends, you're like all on bikes racing. It's a bit like Trials in some ways, but you build the course as you go and stuff like that.
Like a Trials version of Speedrunners, or a Speedrunners version of Trials.
Yeah.
Speedrunners, good game.
Oh,
good game.
Always goes down well at an expo. I could see this being like a new version, or if you go to an expo, this will be the one that everyone's playing in the big groups, like a Gang Beasts or a Speedrunners or something along
type
those
thing
lines.
that gets played at loading a lot as well.
There you go. I really liked. This is going to sound weird. I really liked the look of herding.
Right.
It's a game where you herd.
Herdling.
Sorry, Herdling. I watched this muted. But it's from Okamotive coming to Nintendo Switch. I'm assuming this is coming to PC as well because
it's got a Steam listing
Coleman
for it.
Yeah, this will be a Coleman Steam Deck game. But this is coming out very, very soon, 21st of August. So payday for me. So I'll be picking this one up. But yes, you're kind of that third-person exploration type kind of Death Stranding vibe to it, but you're herding a bunch of beasts like you're a big shepherd, which I like the idea of.
Right, as in a shepherd with a big herd, or just a really ginormous shepherd?
Ginormous shepherd.
Ginormous shepherd makes it easier to herd them, doesn't it?
Well, it's a regular-sized shepherd with a regular-sized herd of large beasts. That sounds more right. Kind of look like those things that are walking around Tatooine in Star Wars. The big
banthas.
Is it banthas? No, banthas are the. No, that's the that. Oh no, I'm thinking of
that's the thing.
You're right.
Yeah. Bantha.
Yeah, bantha doo doo.
Does that make for large
me
shepherd's
doubt by
pies?
early
Then?
80s. What?
Try that again.
Does that make for large shepherd's pies?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think you're killing them for food, Tim. I don't think it
Not
gets
with that,
so
Yeah.
No, exactly. If you get so far up the mountain, you're a bit peckish. It's like, now, do I like Brian that much, or do I sacrifice him to make a tasty shepherd's pie? No, I'm not sure it gets as deep into that.
It got its name from somewhere, Dan. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. Coleman will let us know come August 21st if you can convert your your herd of beasties into shepherd's pies.
Yes, I might see if any PR companies reached out with that. I'm going to go look at the keys in the keys we've been offered, see if that's popped up anywhere.
I want to also give a shout out to Little Kitty Big City, because that was a really fun little cozy game. And yeah, I completed everything in that. So the fact that there's a free update coming later this year for that's of some interest.
But you can customize your kitty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I care enough to replay the game. Just
Wow,
for that,
Tim.
But you can make the kitty look like your kitty.
I mean, that's quite cool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure my cat will like that, though.
I mean,
I will
that's
say it looks a little bit janky on the Switch compared to the Xbox version.
Yeah,
but, you know. Hey ho.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We didn't get any Hollow Knight Kill Surprise, but we did get. Sorry, I'm trying to pull the video up as I'm talking. We did get Well Dweller, which kind of has a similar looking vibe to it, where you're in a world of amphibious birds. You play a crow that dwells in a well, and you run around, you do some platforming, you fight some bosses. It's got a very cool art style with that kind of Terry Gilliam, the cutouts to make weird creatures and things. That's kind of what I was getting from the bosses specifically. It looks like it might be a bit repetitive for my liking, but I did like the look of that art style. So I don't know if there's a demo, I might give that a go.
It's all very. It looks quite Metroidvania-y.
Yeah, a bit Dead Cells, you might say.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, I say Dead Cells at me, and that earns at least one Dan is a bit interested point. So.
There's a character called Egbert, so you know.
That's Tim's
He's a crow, likes eggs.
Yeah. No, oh no, he was an egg. I'm not. Yeah, maybe.
Was an egg. Could lay
was an egg.
Yeah. Hatch an egg.
Can eat an egg. That's why he's mad for it. He's a multi-purpose object.
Exception.
The egg in the world of him. What?
Mm-hmm. Exception.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm just watching a video. There are some slightly terrifying bits of character design in the bosses, which look they're unsettling. What I would go for.
Yes. In the sizzle reel, there was one that caught my eye, and I'm gonna have to. I was meant to look into this before the show, but I did not have the time. But I've got a feeling I have this. I'm gonna have to look into this. But it was called UFO 50, and it kind of harkens back to the days of. You buy the cartridge for your NES and it's got a ridiculous amount of silly games on there, but it's got like 20. In reality, it would have like 20 clones of Mario, and then the rest of the 100 are a lot of repeats in there. I think I got offered this to review a while ago, and then at the last minute got told review's off. Like we've pushed the game back. But I still have the key redeemed. So I'm going to have to check to see if that's actually on my Steam or not. If it's not this, it was something very similar. But yeah, this harkens back to the day of the, was it Action 52? The Cheetah Man on it? Yeah. I like the idea of that.
So it isn't UFO 50 the one where it's like kind of they're presenting it's like a compendium of games from a fictional publisher, and it's like how they grew over time or something like that. I only vaguely know what's on about it.
Yeah. A bit like the Rare Replay.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly that. But from a fictional company.
Yes. That was everything. Oh, do you know what? No, one last one. From me anyway. Bull X Pit. I thought that could be interesting. It's kind of a bullet hell roguelike where you are. What is that game called? Is it Pang or Pong? One of those.
Pang.
It's not a Pang though, is it? It's something else. Breakaway. I'm sure there's like a million different games that have the same kind of premise, but you've got.
But Pang was where you're at the bottom of the screen shooting upwards at things.
Yeah, but wasn't that specifically like you were firing projectiles upwards rather than diagonal and all this thing? This was more like the ball that you bounce around. But yeah, you're firing up, you're shooting loads of things. It looks pretty cool. It looks like this might be an addictive one for a handheld, so that's a good idea. Liked the look of that one. Yeah, and it's Devolver Digital. We always like stuff from Devolver.
We do like Devolver Digital.
We do like a bit of Devolver Digital.
We love it. We love a bit of it. And I think a demo for Ball X Pit is out on Steam already, I want to say. I think there is a demo for it.
I'll have to check that out on after the show.
Let's have a look. I will check for you now. Ball X Pit demo. Yeah,
You don't
it's
have
there.
to. When I'm
Go
editing,
and check it out.
When I'm editing,
Check
I
it
tend
out.
to hear the things that I go, oh, I'll look at that at the show. I go, oh, yes, I shall do that now.
No, I've taken one job off of your list of things to do, Coleman. You can
You
get
have.
the
Thank
demo
you, Dan.
now. That's quite.
Yes.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
Coming to Switch on October 15th and sometime later in the year for Switch 2. So
Yep.
look for Ball X Pit.
Yep.
Ooh.
And it's out on October 15th on Steam as well.
Oh, cool. That's everything I liked the look of. I don't know if you guys had any more you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it's me. I'm as happy as a sandboy, mate, with those. That's all good.
Yeah. The
Okay.
last one particularly looked interesting, but yeah, I know nothing other than that to contribute. So
Cool. So I've added this to the agenda and then removed it many times, but this has been a
Okay.
conversation for quite some time. We spoke initially about the guys that were trying to sue, create a lawsuit over the crew being closed down.
yeah,
And that
Not
one's
the crew being the crew, just the crew being closed down.
Yeah, that's still ongoing. But in the
What?
meantime, that kind of sparked up the whole Stop Killing Games movement, which is
Right.
this big petition that's, I believe there's two different petitions, a US one and an EU one.
Yep.
I can't
or an
believe the
EU one
crew
in the
was the
UK.
game that started that. I can't believe people.
I mean,
cared
I was
enough
going to say,
about the
look, I'm
crew.
all philosophically, I agree with this.
Yeah.
However, you could have picked a better game, like
catalyst.
I don't
Yeah.
Anthem, for example, to get up in arms about.
Well, we'll get to that in a
What?
moment.
Stop laughing at
but-
me, Tim.
But yes, YouTuber Ross Scott, he created this this Stop Killing Games movement, and the whole point of it is, hey, if you're going to create these always online games that you can just take away from us at any moment, how about like the old days where you'd have the install key and you can create your own servers and you just kind of take it into your own hands, like, or you create a single player mode or something. You know, we've had enough of licensing these games. We want to own the games we pay for, basically. But you know, we know we don't own them. But we want to be able to play the games we've been buying. So that's kind of what's kicked it off. And we tried to bring this up a few times, but there's always either the game's overrun or the news, or, things change, or we've had to not do a podcast. But now the campaign's closed and it's hit 1.4 million signatures. So it's officially heading to the European Commission for consideration. So I'm sure we'll come back and talk about this a bit more as we get some.
That is a
answer over this.
high number of signatures just to get them to go, no, in Parliament. If it's anything like the UK, they will consider it and then go, nah, we're good, thanks. You know, it's all good.
Yeah.
But
Good
in
luck
the
finding someone that understands the situation. But yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, we've had cases of games that are like free-to-play games that are available in some countries that then get labeled as gambling, and they will hit the anti-gambling laws, so they then get removed from that specific country. So we'll see what happens, because Europeans are a different kettle of fish to the rest of the world. We'll see how that goes. But yes, as you mentioned, Dan, like while this campaign was going on, it seemed EA started shutting down different games. One of the most high-profile ones being Anthem. So that was
Poor Anthem.
I know.
Poor Anthem.
It
Poor
never had a
Anthem.
chance.
It
But
never did. It never did.
speaking of Anthem, something I thought was quite interesting that I just randomly stumbled across this week. There's this guy who was working at BioWare called Mark Dara. He was the producer for Anthem, I believe. And he's now doing a video series describing what the hell went wrong with Anthem. Which,
All kinds of stuff, I'd imagine. Everything from corporate execs setting on reasonable goals and expectations for a game they didn't ever really understand to
yes.
to BioWare being BioWare, I'm guessing.
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure I met him. Anyway, yeah.
I'm sure it was an experience he's erased from his memory, Tim. Congratulations.
But yes, there's it's an interesting video. I believe it's like part one of I'm assuming it's I think he said 3 videos he's going to do on the subject. I'll put a link in the show notes for people to go check it out themselves. But yes, the cliff notes that we've got at the moment, it's a lot of executive level decisions screwing up for the rest of the people there. It's understaffing, it's overworking, it's if you watch Sterling's videos, he's always spoken about she's, oh God, I caught myself in a corner then.
Yeah.
Yes, she's always spoken about the claim of backstage where they say it's BioWare magic, where everything's seemingly going wrong, but they'll all pull it together at the last minute of launch, and really did not work for the last Mass Effect game, did not work for Anthem, did not work for the last Dragon Age game. So the term BioWare magic has disappeared.
BioWare tragic.
Yeah. Anyway, Anthem.
Still worth £1.20, even if it's just as a coaster.
Yes. I was going to try and source this video to put into the stream, but I could not get this for love nor money. League of Legends. We don't really talk about League of Legends. None of us play it. Not really a big fan of Riot Games and the accusations behind the scenes over the years. But one thing they do is they make very cool looking pre-rendered videos to advertise League of Legends, and even so much as we've got that there's a Netflix series that people seem to really like, that looks amazing.
Was good.
They put out a trailer for World's Rift, but this only went out in China on their social site called Weibo, and the whole thing is AI generated. And unfortunately, I couldn't pull this to put on the video. One, because the video's been pulled from anyone who tries to put it up again, and two, because it's only available on X by the looks of it now in this country. And
which is
trying to pull from X is a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, every time you try to pull from it, it puts this like dummy video that's covered in confetti. It's weird. Yeah, very odd. A lot of people are kicking off about it because, one, as I said, they make really nice trailers, and then all of a sudden they've resorted to using AI, and it looks, there's that quality. Even when it's a computer generated imagery, there's a quality of AI that looks AI. There's no other way to explain it. It's not
AI
Uncanny
slop.
Valley. It's
slop.
AI slop, I guess. It's that. All the characters look like that, and
it all looks very averaged out, is what I find. There's kind of no real discerning quality to it, other than it's all just a little bit. I don't know. That's how I'd describe it.
Yeah. I mean, so the social media for the US Riot Games, they did come out and speak about this because there was a lot of flack in the US, funnily enough, even though it was a video that was only available in China. But the main kind of cause of concern is it's something they put out on their official channels.
Yeah.
So they've expressed some remorse about putting it out, and then
we're sorry we got caught.
Gone after anyone that put it up on YouTube. Shall we do one more?
Go on then.
Okay. We might have time for two. Starfield. That came out with not quite the bang, but a bit of a whimper. We spoke about it when the game came out. I don't think any of us really stuck with it for a massive length of time.
I wanted to love this game, but it just it was just I couldn't quite put my finger on it. It just didn't feel very satisfying. The world building wasn't quite there.
Again, it was a bit soulless. It felt a bit empty.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we got the big expansion that was meant to fix things, and all it really did was it was very quick to finish. Apparently, it got you a buggy. It got you a gun if you finished it that you couldn't reload because there was a bug in the game that didn't let you reload the game after firing through one load of ammo. And it's all been quiet. So we were meant to be getting regular updates and reports about Starfield, and we seemingly haven't. And the rumor mill seems to be that Starfield is coming to PlayStation 5. We've spoken about that before. And that's going to be the big, hey, we'll put out all the content and we'll all the updates, and it will be like the big definitive edition of Starfield, and we'll jettison it off to PlayStation 5, which probably isn't a bad idea for them because as me and Tim spoke about last week, the top 10 games on PlayStation, the top 5 are all Microsoft games. So
everything's an Xbox, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
everything's an Xbox.
Coleman's an Xbox.
You're an Xbox.
So one of the more recent rumors is that we should be seeing a PS5 version in spring of 2026. So could be all quiet for Bethesda on Starfield until that moment. So if the quiet is driving you mad, sorry, it's going to happen for a bit longer.
In space, no one can hear you, Starfield.
Okay, I have a question.
Oh,
I have a question.
Yes.
If you're not in space, what does I'm just going to let it fly that you've turned Starfield into a verb for a moment. Okay.
Okay.
What does Starfielding sound like, Tim? I want to know.
Nothing,
because no one's playing it, Dan. That's the whole thing.
Wow. So it isn't actually, the accurate statement isn't in space no one can hear you, Starfield. You just can't hear someone Starfield. Is that what you're saying, Tim?
Yeah.
But is it because you can't hear Starfield because no one's playing it? But if someone did Starfield, what would it sound like?
If a Starfield falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, Dan.
What? No, just make a dumb noise and I'll be happy. That's what I want to know what you think a Starfield sounds
Todd Howard
like.
hears everything.
Yeah, Tim, make a dumb noise.
It sounds like the rustle of Todd Howard's leather jacket.
Make the noise. Make the noise. All right, I'll do.
Oh, that's a horrible.
Ooh.
How about this one?
Yep, that's Todd Howard peeling himself out of said jacket at the end of a long, sweaty day. Counting all his money.
Those stages where you do the presentations, there's a lot of lights. It gets very hot.
Yeah,
nerves like, make you sweat.
It's a bit like when a crab leaves its old shell behind. It's a bit like that.
So we can get off this topic more quickly, and just before we go to the next news item, there's one thing I'm surprised you didn't put on the agenda, Mr. Coleman, and I'm going to squeeze it in quickly if that's okay.
Is it Fortnite?
No, it's Evo 2025. Do you not put it in because it's owned by PlayStation?
It's because I've heard nothing about Evo, so that's why I didn't put anything on.
Right.
There. Did it happen?
It did happen, and there was a big meme that came out of one of the guys massively over dramatically reacting to losing one of the matches. That's worth seeing if you haven't. But yeah,
I'm checking it out now.
The couple of main takeaways. The main thing is, if you haven't seen the Virtua Fighter footage that came out of that, then go have a look because that looks cool.
Okay.
And that's definitely worth looking at. Maybe dig up. When was
Evo? Because I missed all of this.
I think last weekend.
Oh, wow, I really missed all of this.
But then also, that a lot of people went hands-on with that new Marvel fighting Tokon thing, which...
Yes, they did a closed beta.
By all accounts. Well, it had it at Evo for hands-on as well, I believe. I'm not sure if it was public hands-on or just people testing it, because the stuff I saw was from IGN and a few other people. But yeah, the early impressions of that seemed to be pretty good as well. So that was the two main things I got from that, basically. But yeah, the Virtua Fighter stuff, it's one of the main things was they had very realistic blocking. We saw an example of it before, but they showed a bit more of it. It's a short kind of trailer that was in the kind of setting of the the training room type thing that they do. So it looked kind of fancy. But then the real thing was there was the realistic blocking where they're actually stopping the hits coming with their actual hands and batting them away and stuff. But that kind of went into slow-mo and zoomed in on it a bit, which looked quite cool. But then the real big thing was the ending move was a punch to the face that you then saw in close up and highly realistic with blood and tooth coming out of it when he was punched.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, it looks really cool.
Tooth.
Definitely
just one tooth.
Blood
just one tooth. Just one tooth. Just one tooth.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
If I'm checking that out, though, Tim, you should really check out the latest Fortnite trailer. I know none of us play Fortnite, and we're not fans of it.
Making me feel every one of my 45 years.
It made me smile. They've got a new campaign on at the moment, and it's about a big bug invasion. And I'm playing the trailer if you're watching the video. And then all of a sudden, what should happen? The latest downloadable characters, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it's a live action video. It's really cool.
Actually, I have to say that's pretty incredible.
Okay, cool.
Switching to live action video.
Yeah, they go to that. There's that area that's like an hour and a half drive outside of Tokyo where they just do controlled explosions and you can get your wedding photos taken there. But that's where they do like Kamen Rider and I forget what Power Rangers is called over there. But all the different things. Where
I'm not doing the voice, Tim.
People.
I'm not doing the voice.
No, that's good. That's probably best for everyone. But I'm not up on my Power Rangers lore, but I don't remember them having big miniguns.
They didn't, as far as I'm aware.
In general.
But I'm assuming it's just because it's Fortnite.
Oh my God, there's even chuffing GoBots in there as well.
No, that's the Megazord, Dan.
Oh, there's a Megazord.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it was a bit like Ultra. Well, there was an old. Anyway, never mind. I'm getting my.
It looks like Power Rangers, Dan. That's what it looks like.
I never watched enough Power. I saw Big Robot and got excited.
There's going to be I think I was on the cusp as I was watching it, but there's a Megazord and a Dragonzord, I believe, that you'll be able to play around with. But
you're thinking of Voltron anyway, Dan. I think
I am thinking of Voltron. You are correct. You are.
Mm-hmm.
I am. That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Different tigers or something.
Not GoBots.
But yes, I saw that trailer and I got a little bit excited. Like my inner child just went, why don't I play Fortnite? Oh yeah, because I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's all the news we have time for this week.
It certainly is. And we should probably think about trundling off, but not before we encourage you all to log into the internet, go to bigredbarrel.dashery.com. That's bigredbarrel.dashery.com. And buy my face! You can also get there by going to bigredbarrel.com/store, which is far easier to remember. But that one came first in the agenda.
You can buy this t-shirt.
You can buy that t-shirt that Tim's wearing.
The meeples. Oh.
The meeples. Again, Tim skirting copyright law as best as he can in his never-ending mission to get sued.
Have you just taken the Abbey Road album and then cropped them out and put in meeples?
No.
Because that will get you done, dude.
No.
Yeah, that will get us done.
Redrawn it.
Oh, you've redrawn it. Okay.
Oh, you've redrawn it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting done. Thanks, Tim.
Yes.
Timothy.
BigRedBarrel.com/store. Go there, buy merch. We've got lots of different types of merch and designs, and they're all really good.
Get in before we get sued. Thanks, Tim.
Universal's definitely coming after us for that DeLorean one you've done.
Yeah. Well, they've got to make back that $16 million somehow, haven't they? Anyway. No, it's Paramount, not Universal. No, I'm getting my massive international conglomerates confused.
It's all going to be the same company one day, Dan. So yeah, just ahead of the game. Back to the future.
Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Tim, Tuesday's Tuesday. Tell me about Tuesday.
Tuesday is indeed Tuesday, and each and every Tuesday we do an event called Tabletop Tuesday at the Loading Bar in Stoke, Newington. Each Tuesday we have a different feature game. If you play that feature game, you have a chance of winning a copy of the game at the end of the evening. Before I mention this week's feature game, I will also say a big thank you to the massive amount of people that turned out last week. We had about 30 people playing Blood in the Clock Tower because there was a new expansion out for that. So we had like a game upstairs and a game downstairs. We had to open downstairs because there was too many people at Tabletop Tuesday, which is the first time we've had to do that in a while. So that was quite cool. And then we had another group of people playing, two other groups of people playing Hues and Cues, group playing Star Wars, a few other people playing other games, lots of other people. So thank you very much for everyone that came and joined us. It was a good, fun night and very crowded. So that was quite cool. This week's feature game is a game called Gnome Hollow. It's a kind of tile placement and worker placement game with some set collection and some gnomes where you've got to make circles of mushrooms and harvest those mushrooms to sell them at market. It looks fun. It looks silly. It involves gnomes. What's not to like? And you can win a copy of the game just by coming along and trying it out this Tuesday. If you want more details, check the right-hand side of BigRedBarrel.com. There is a thing called Tabletop Tuesdays. You can whack on it, and it will give you details of the event. Whack it. And
I have
also
a question.
A little video that will teach you how to play the game of the week. Yes?
What do I play if I am algamatophobic?
Scrabble,
that is the fear of statues or anything resembling a human form. What if I have that and you present me with gnomes? What do I do, Tim?
It's okay,
what do I do?
The actual
what do I
real
do?
gnomes, like live gnomes, not statues of gnomes. So you're okay.
Okay.
You're all right.
Right.
When I say real gnomes. But anyway. You can also come along and search Tabletop Tuesday on meetup.com. Join the over 2,250 people in our meetup group. Search for Tabletop Tuesday on meetup.com, or just come along to the loading bar in Stoke, Newington this is Tuesday, and you can win yourself a copy of the game just by coming along and trying it out. This week's game, Gnome Hollow.
Huzzah.
Mm-hmm.
And indeed, zah.
If you've enjoyed this show, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. You're a weirdo, but we love you all the same. You can find more over at BigRedBarrel.com. That's where we keep all our stuff and things, including our links to our social medias, much like Discord, which you can click a button over on BigRedBarrel.com, or you could just go to BigRedBarrel.com/Discord. Dan looks depressed because we've removed his Muntahafwa.
Muntahafwa? But I thought we set a redirect to go BigRedBarrel.com/Muntahafwa.
Well, you've ruined the joke. Dan, I was going to say, you can go to BigRedBarrel.com/Muntahafwa, but I'm not putting it down in text. You got to work it out yourself.
Why?
It's funny. I mean, it's not going to be hard. You just take an old link, look at an old episode.
Actually, I can have a look at the weblogs and work out how many people get it wrong. That's what I can do. That'll amuse me.
BigRedBarrel.com/Discord.
I am.
Go over there and ask us questions that we read out on the show. None this week. My fault. Planned everything way too late. Did not get questions in advance.
That's all right.
I will say, though, if you could go to Big Red Barrel TV on YouTube and go give a little subscribe, hit a little bell notification. I've started live streaming, as I said previously. I have been doing Death Stranding 2, as it's been a good little test bed for technical reasons.
You put on a radio voice. You said, I'll be doing hello, matey. I've been doing Death Stranding 2.
But
Australian as well, for some reason, for me.
Thank you.
Anyway, yes.
I'm hoping like the games that we get sent for review, that kind of like that's what I'll be playing on there, including this week. Maybe a certain little Italian mobster style brand new
Super Mario Brothers.
That's the one. Dan 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 Dan. Yes. New game.
Yes.
Funny.
I'm very curious about that one. I
Super Mario Brothers? You won't like it.
I was interested in it, so I'm interested generally, but I heard this week that they haven't sent review copies out for that to many people or anyone that would normally get one. So I'm a bit wary, but I'd like to see how it goes.
I saw a thing. So this week I discovered that there is a YouTube channel called like Mafia Games or something like that, who exclusively cover the Mafia games, which a lot of people tend to mistake and think is the real Mafia's like PR channels and things. And they put out a thing saying that the Xbox and I know the people thought they put out a thing saying that the Xbox and PlayStation version of the Mafia the Old Country will only run at 30 frames a second, and everyone ran with that, even though it was very easy to disprove this, to the point where the 2K team had to come out and go, hey, this isn't true. It's going to run at the performance mode will target 60, plus there'll be a PlayStation 5 Pro performance mode like thing going on. And then they retweeted that and went, hey, we forced them to give this information out. It's like, no, you wrongly gave out the incorrect information and they had to correct you. You didn't force them to do anything. Muppets.
Muppets.
Anyway. Very funny, I thought. Anyway, we should get out of here because my work keeps trying to get a hold of me.
Okay, let's do that before Coleman gets dragged off to a petrol station. Thank you so much, one and all. Go to all the links that nice Mr. Coleman told you to go to, and I can guarantee will make your life at least 0.1% better. So go and do those things.
That's a damn guarantee.
Is it 0.1%? Not any more, not any less, just 0.1%. We should all be back next week with any luck. And really, all that's left for us to do until then is to remind you that I have been Dan.
I might have been Tim.
I've been a Starfield.
Yes, Tim.
Yeah, you have.
Great Starfield chat. Appreciated it. Thank you. Oh, and there's that sound of him peeling out of the leathery scrotum that he calls his jacket. Lovely. Oh, that feels better.
Byword for bang average and soulless. Is that what you are?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? So, that's it. No more from us. We've said enough things. You're tired of us saying those things. We'll be back next week. So, until next time, dear listeners, toodle bye.
Ears are quite welcome
for the podcasting goodness that you just heard.
Why not roll on over
to BigRedBarrel.com
for more podcasts,
news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarrel.com.
First impressions were a little bit mixed on this. I think when I invaded your stream the other day and you asked me about it, I said that it was okay so far. And it's fine. At first, anyone doesn't know, it is a Souls-like